Good day, everyone. Uh, one thing I've learned about the market is on every asset, there's always a trade idea on every pair. I think I've done this some few times. How I checked out every single asset to analyze and see which one looks good to capitalize on. And with the way I trade just the charts and let's say price action. That's the smart money concepts. So just going to get into this. So looking at the DXY, we've been bullish all through the year. And I think sometime last year, most of my guys, I told them out that the DXY is going to be bullish because of the president in party. And over the year or over in history, we've seen how the party on seats always influences the direction of the dollar. And the current party on seats happens to be a bullish party, as it were. So because of that, I said I am bullish on the dollar. And so far, so good. Since he has been in office, the dollar has been heavily bullish. Now, one thing we're looking at here is seeing how we're at a point whereby it's either price is going to reverse and really drop, or it's just going to continue bullish. But basically, we do not influence or we do not force our bias on the market. We are flexible enough to adjust to what the market is doing by saying that what we do is, or what we do not do is, we do not say if we are seeing a sell, then the market must sell. It then means we are trying to influence our own decision on the market. What we do is we allow the market show us what it wants to do, and then we follow what the market is doing. But from what I'm analyzing here, from what I can see here, we are at a position whereby we could possibly drop. So this area here is actually a potential area for redistribution. So potential area for the redistribution. In there, we can identify the imbalance that is there. That's the IPA, and we can see how price really is in that area. And what I'm seeing is how price is reacting in that area, in that potential area for redistribution. Now, one other thing I'm seeing is a possible harmonic pattern that is also forming here. That's leg X, A, B, C, and then the D leg. So it's possible that around this area now, price might decide to reverse, all right? So because of this, I want this to show just on the daily or on the monthly. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So looking at that on the weekly, now, because of that, what I necessarily would want to see is to see or to get a break of structure. If price is going to be reversing, I definitely want to see a weekly break of structure, which means around this area here. Yeah, because this happens to be the last lower, higher low. So definitely I'll be expecting a break of structure in this place. Now, I'm also aware of this imbalance that is here. So it's possible price sweeps all of this low, trade into some of this imbalance here, and then redistribute. That is also possible. But what I definitely just want to see is I want to see price react from this very area here. If price were to break, then I definitely want to follow. I definitely want to go short on the dollar. So from here, what else can I identify here? I can identify another imbalance here. So it's very possible we get some reaccumulation from this position, this point here as well. So this becomes potential area for reaccumulation. So now here is the idea. If price were to sell, if price were to buy, then we're at a position whereby if price were to sell rather, we're at a position whereby it should just keep on dropping from. If price were to buy, right, then it's definitely going to say come down probably into this IPA and reaccumulate, or come down into this area and reaccumulate, or come into this area, sweep this low here, then reaccumulate to continue that bullish price action. But what I want to see is, I don't want to see price go below this low here. I don't want to see the candle close below this low here. So am I bullish or bearish? I am both on the dollar. But if I'm going to be buying, either I buy at this IPA or at this potential area to buy. And if I'm going to sell, I'm going to be expecting or waiting for a break of structure on this weekly time frame to continue. Now, because of that, I might like to just drop to the daily to identify some other. Yeah. Now, looking at the daily, we can identify this as lower, higher low, and then the higher high, right? So this becomes our range low, and this becomes our range high. So definitely I'm expecting price to come into this place to then accumulate. Now, I can also see this imbalance that is right here and all of this liquidity here. So definitely that will be what I'll be expecting. So now I want this to show on the weekly. I need to show just on the weekly. And this as well on the weekly. That's no business on the daily for now. Okay, this as well on the weekly. Okay. This also on the weekly. Okay. So looking at the daily time frame, range low, yeah. So this becomes my range low. You can plan this. And then that becomes my range high. Top range, down range. Okay. You can identify this liquidity that is here. This money that is sitting right below this lows here. Liquidity. Say colors. No, I don't like that. Let me just leave that line there. And then this imbalance. So it makes sense for me to be patient while analyzing, so I don't make mistake. Okay. So, yep. And then this last push down becomes my potential area. This becomes my area for reaccumulation. Potential area for reaccumulation. So definitely I'm expecting price to keep dropping into this area to continue that bullish PA. All right, so that'll be my first trade idea. So that'll be for the dollar. I'm going to be sending this out to my group. Okay. Trying to send the link out to some people. Maybe they might like to join. All right. So yeah, that'll be for the dollar. Then next will actually be EU, because EU happens to be the direct opposite of what the dollar is doing. Okay. Okay. So looking at this on the monthly, and see how this actually has been so bearish all through the year as well. From this point, being very bearish. We came into a position creating some kind of liquidity here, tapped into this imbalance, and definitely see. Sorry, let me mute this. Sorry, just give me some minutes. Okay. All right. Good stuff. All right. So now looking at that, let's see the weekly time frame. Yeah, on the weekly, you can see our price created this lower high, lower low, lower high, and then a lower low. So that means price might come into this place and drop, or break that structure and then continue that bullish price action. Now, interesting thing is, because I have a markup here already, interesting thing that I see here is we can see how we have a channel that has created for quite a number of, for over the year. So if we are to continue in this channel, in this bearish channel, then definitely I see this guy continue to drop. Now I might clean a whole lot of stuff because I don't need it anymore. So I can have a very clean chart. Okay, just to make this a little bit clean. Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah. Perfect. So yeah, so you can see how previously we had this high and then this low. Price reversed into that weekly IPA, tapped into this institutional candle here, and then dropped, creating a new lower high and then a new lower low. So probably price comes back here and then continue dropping, or we have a break of structure. So to mark that out, okay, let me delete this. All right. Then say something like this. Okay, that'll be a top range ouch. Right. So top range, down range. Okay, so potential area for for distribution rather. Okay, potential area for redistribution. We can see all of this liquidity sweep here. Beautiful liquidity graph. Yeah. Yep. What's going on? This is nothing. All right. So looking at that, so I might actually just want this to show on the weekly time frame for now, so I can have some more precision on the daily time frame. Okay. Now, on the daily, what can I identify on the daily? You can see that this happens to be that weekly lower high and lower low. All right. So we can identify that there is no imbalance here, or a very little imbalance there. So either price comes to tap this place, right? If it comes back into this, or comes into this IPA here and then redistributes. So for this, definitely I see this happening. So we have this. So daily potential area becomes this up candle here. Potential area for redistribution. Yeah, potential area for redistribution. We have this area as our IPA. So definitely price either comes, oh no, so my brush, price comes in here and drop, or comes into this area and drop, or give us that total break of structure. When we have that total break of structure, then we reverse down to continue that bullish price action. So that's what I'm looking at for EU. Before EU. Okay. All right, so GU happens to be the next. Let's say this GU. All right, so add some markups on GU. And we'll be deleting all of that. Now, what am I saying? Wow, look at that rejection. So looking to the left, you can see how we swept major lows. So this might be a total reversal for GU. Looking at the weekly time frame, what can we identify on the weekly time frame? We can identify this lower high and then this lower low, right? So we can then see our trading range becomes this high and this low. Okay. Top range. Okay. So we could look at this. Let's say potential area. And it's very possible we sweep all of this through and distribute above those highs. But potential area for redistribution with this. Okay. Potential area for redistribution would be that. There is no IPA there. There is no IPA anywhere. So definitely this happens to be the only thing that might want to happen on GU. Only if I see a break of structure, then I'll be willing to buy. But for now, I think I'm still bearish on GU, unless otherwise. Okay. All right, so that will be that for GU. Now, because I said I'm going to do almost all the day, I'm going to be rushing just because of time. I want to be done with all of this by say max 1:30. Okay, so let's start. Let me start with a card. The card. I'll be deleting everything I have on AED card. All right. So for AED card on the monthly time frame, I can identify this higher low, this low and this high. Price came into this place, and it's very possible we continue that bullish price action. Looking at the daily time frame, weekly time frame, you can see how we came into this last push down, right? Tapped into some of this imbalance a little bit, or feeling that imbalance there, coming into that. Most recent price action is showing me this. We had this low, high, lower low. This close above no, so this happens to be a lower high. So it's possible price comes back to create a new lower low. Very possible. That's most recent price action. Sorry, just hold on a bit so I can read this thing well. Okay, so the daily time frame. All right. There's a break here, came there, came back into that. All right, so this becomes potential area for redistribution, for reaccumulation. All right, I have a potential area for reaccumulation there. So low, high. All right, so looking at that 4-hour structure there, can identify this break of structure that happened here. Well, in that break of structure there, all right. So following that break of structure there, this becomes potential area. This last push down becomes the institutional candle. As it's there. And we can see how price tapped into that potential area and then started accumulating, took this internal liquidity. So it's possible this price continue pushing to the upside. So I'm very bullish on this. I identified something much earlier. I don't know, it's possible we come back. So we can see how after reaccumulating here, we broke the structure here on the 30 minutes. So we have the break of structure here. And I can see this, so this whole push becomes potential area. I don't have interest in marking that out, but this I'll mark out. Mark out this IP here. So definitely price might want to come into this place. Say 400 level, stops below this low. And the first take profits might be this. So 400 level, that'll be a 10 pip stops. Definitely, it's in this here. So that'll be for a card. Looking at it again from the daily time frame, can see how we had that break of structure here. We have this break here. Price came up, came back here to reaccumulate. Well, price came back to reaccumulate. Inside that potential area, we reaccumulated, right? So inside that same position for reaccumulation, we had a lower time frame break. We had a lower time frame break. which you can identify breaker structure. So it's very possible we come back, give us that entry, and we'll continue. ADCHF. We're gonna be cleaning everything here. Then I'll move to say Hero Horde. All right, on the monthly time frame, we can see we have this low and then we have this high. Price came here, swept this low, and then it's accumulating. Okay, I would have loved a deeper retracement, but yeah. Okay, on the weekly time frame, we can see how we swept all of these lows. Price came into this institutional candle here, probably some call it the SMC cube, right? And then it's accumulating up. But most recent price action, what I can identify is this low and then this high. Yeah, and there's a whole lot of money sitting here that this guy swept. All right. So it's possible we come into this area here. I can see this imbalance here and then drop. Or we break the structure and then continue bullish. But daily time frame, yeah, daily time frame is this a lower low? No, that's not the lower low. So either we break the structure here, then price, say do this, then continue bullish. So come into this area here, say into this imbalance here, right? Come in here and drop. Definitely, this is one pair I just want to avoid. But for sake of marking it out, I'm going to mark this for all right. Okay. Have this imbalance here. All right. Here an area I'll be watching to sell for now. ADJPY. Okay, I said I was going to go to something else. I was going to go to the card CHF. All right, so card CHF. You know, from a monthly perspective, this has been ranging for, you can say, a whole long time. This has just been ranging between this, say, where's that line now? Say this resistance and this support, I believe. So this has just been ranging between these two places. All right. But then that doesn't mean we cannot read the price action. So what can I identify here? Okay, I'm going to magnify that a little bit. So I add this. So this was the last lower low we had here. This was the lower high. This was the lower low. Is this? No, this is not a lower low because it didn't close below this low. So created this lower low, lower high. And the next lower low we can identify is this lower low. And then did this close above? Yeah, it did close above this high here. So we have this break of structure here, right? It's creating this high, right? Then we went back down to close below this low, closing back bearish. One problem about a consolidating market. So we then have this low. So we created this new high. So in all, I still see this guy ranging, like continue the range. But that doesn't mean we cannot see some good stuff here because this is a monthly time frame. So I do see these guys say, okay, properties of a consolidating market price usually returns back to the 50% to sweep liquidity. Okay, I can identify this last push down. Yeah. So it's possible price comes into that place and then returns back up. Yeah. Okay. So looking at the weekly time frame, what do we have? It's definitely going to do that. Definitely going to come into this place and reaccumulate. So probably for me personally, I'm just analyzing for sake of analysis. But this is one thing I definitely just want to avoid because it's just a whip show. All right, yeah. So probably I'll wait for it to come into this area. All right, I think I see something now. All right, looking at this, you can identify this low and then this high. So I definitely see this guy coming back up here to come into this place. So this becomes my trading range. All right, so potential area for distribution becomes this. Potential area for distribution. All right, looking at the daily to say get more precision. All right, so on daily I can see this. Oh, all right, so potential area becomes that. Okay, yeah, I like that. Bring this a little bit in. Okay, can see all of this imbalance that is existing here. All right, yeah. So now what else? So this is very possible we even see a buy into that area. So this imbalance here. Yeah. But then this imbalance is not set yet because this candle just opened. So it's possible this candle reverses a little bit. Well, if I'm going to be selling this guy, then I'm going to be waiting to sell it inside of this area here. I'm going to be waiting to sell it inside this area here. Okay. And if I'm going to be buying, I'm going to be waiting for a little bit of retracement into this high place. So say 4 hours, let me check something on the 4 hour. Okay. Okay. Yeah, looking at that 4 hour, probably expect it to come back a little bit to this down pattern, so a discounted area. So this all push down. Let's see 2 hours. Yeah. So say this whole area becomes potential area for me. Say 3 hours. Yeah, 4 hours is just good. Okay, delete that. For accumulation. So either price comes into this IPA there and then continues to go bullish. Well, I'm not going to be saying I want to sell from here. I'm definitely going to be waiting for it to come here before I buy. And then if I'm going to be selling, I'm going to definitely be waiting for it to come into this area before I sell. All right, so say euro. Okay, I think I shared this with my guys today. Let's go to GN. Dungy card. Wow. Okay. I think we can delete all of this. GM, you can see this more is also like a consolidating market. But I love what I see because I have this high and I have this low. So price can sweep this internal liquidity. So I should be getting some distribution here to sell. All right, yep, definitely. So I might still want it to go a bit up. I might still want it to come into this IPA more deeply. So it comes into this place. Yeah. Okay, yes. So definitely I want GN to come into this area before I sell. This is my external liquidity. And there's no need for that. Okay. All right. Yep. Definitely see that's doing that. So I'm going to be waiting for GN here. Going to be waiting for GN to come into this area before I look to sell at all, which then means it makes sense because it tallies with GU as well. Most GDP pairs, I still want GU to push up a bit, which means I still want GN to push up a bit. So I might possibly want to say I look for a buy into that area. Well, we're at an extreme high, so I don't think it makes sense for me to buy. If I wanted to buy, I would have bought here earlier today. Let me start measuring. All right. So you can see how we broke the structure, price kind of came into this area here, stops at this layer, broke the structure here, price retraced into this area here, and then now is expanding. So for that, I feel I've missed out on that buy already. So I'll just wait for the sell on the weekly and then probably take the sell and swing it all the way down to take out this low here. This low at 81, 590. Yeah. Okay. So with this, we can easily just say the same thing for GU. So G card might possibly have more like the same thing. Yeah, of course. So you can see we have this high and then we have this low. So it's possible price redistributes at both those highs. So for all GDP pairs, I'm actually waiting for distribution at those highs. Waiting for redistribution on this. Waiting for this redistribution on this. GCHF, yes, GCHF as well. So on all GDP pairs, I'm actually waiting for redistribution. All right. All right, give me some minutes. Let me do something real quick. All right. Okay. Yeah, I'm back. Well, let me go and look at the USD pairs. All right, here's the CHF. I've been following USD CHF for a while now. Yeah, really following this guy a whole lot. And I might want to use another clean chart because I don't want to delete all of that. Okay. Okay. So this definitely came into that IPA there. So this is expanding. So I believe this is going to continue that bullish formation to capture all of these highs here. So I'll be looking for buys. I don't see this guy selling. I see this guy X, A, B, C, D. Although I'm seeing an harmonics here that might want to support a buy. But I would have loved to buy if it did eat a little bit more into this high PA here. If it did come into the 50% of this IPA, I would have loved to buy it more. But we didn't have that. We didn't get that. Okay. So all I know is this guy's just going to continue bullish. This guy's going to continue bullish because if you look at the weekly time frame, you can identify this was the last lower low, higher low rather, and this is the higher high. So price is actually pushing back up to create a new higher high, right? And you can see our price retraced into this high PA here and then started expanding. So I do see this guy continue that bullish formation. Well, I just don't see any possible entry at all. So I'm going to skip for USD card. Okay. Yeah, I can delete all of this on USD card. USD card created a new higher high, higher low, right? So I just see this breaking the structure. And if that does not happen, then we're going to be accumulating out of this area. Well, all USD pair, the dollar really is influencing them. So I don't think I'm seeing it. Even if it's going to sell, I don't think I see a long time sell. Okay, let me do one more and then I can entertain questions. I think I've touched on the AUD pair, I've touched on the card, touched on Euro. Okay, let's see Euro odd. Actually, I have something on Euro odd, right? GA, yes, sir. GA. Anything GDP, I'm actually expecting distribution. Synthetic indices. Okay, we could do one or two synthetic indices. All right, so for this, I do see this guy continuing to push up, but we can identify that we had a break of structure here much earlier. So I do see this guy coming into this area to drop. That's Euro odd, following a daily idea that I had. So we had this lower high and this new lower low. So price came back to create a lower high and now wants to go down to create a new lower low. And following that, we could identify that on the 2 hour, we had a break of structure in that area. So price created, okay, price gave us a break of structure, creating a new lower low. So we want to create a new lower high, which happens to be our entry. Okay, so probably say this place. And then, yeah, that. You might look at, well, either which way, one of this is gonna be happening. All right, yeah. GA. GA did some beautiful stuff that I liked. We swept previous day highs. We reacted a little bit, came into this area. Okay. Well, I just don't like this retracement. 30 minutes first. Okay, yeah, definitely looks good. So price came into that imbalance. Well, I would have loved it to come into this one for me. But in all, I'm not looking to buy this guy at all. I'm looking to sell this guy. I'm really looking for a sell-off because if you have to look at this, you can see we are this high, at this low, at this high, at this low. Then if you look at the monthly time frame, you can see how we are at a lower high and then a lower low. So higher time frame is king. I'm definitely expecting a sell-off. And if I'm going to be buying, then I definitely want that monthly break for me. So I definitely see us distributing probably later this week or early next week. Definitely see us redistributing for itself. Keep my eye on it. Yeah. So let's see. Trading view synthetic. All right. So in case you have questions, you can start typing, and please let the question be not. Don't let the question be check this asset for me. All right. Let the question be on something else. All right. Let's see. All right. A lot of people trade crash and boom. So let's do one of the crash, and then one of the boom, and then one of the VIX, and then we can entertain questions. Crash 500. I definitely am expecting a sell on crash 500. Wow. Huh. Oh my God. And I don't want to delete my markup. Okay. But for crash 500, say low, say high. Then previous area. All right. So I am expecting a sell. I wish this trading view has the weekly perspective. I'd have enjoyed it. But let me check out something. Okay. Let me see how I can share my other screen. All right, so this crash 500 on the monthly time frame. So you can see how on the monthly time frame we have this lower high and this lower low. So we're at that area whereby I'll be expecting a break, right? You can see how we have this low and then we have this high. Where's my hairline? Okay. So when that last push up, daily perspective, bring this in the bit. So probably maybe when you want to come into this imbalance here, probably, or this push up. So definitely I'm expecting some distribution as well on crash 500. And it's something to keep an eye on crash 500. All right. One of the boom. Let's do boom 500 as well. I think 5 is a beautiful number, so it makes sense for us to build the 500. Right? Okay, looking at boom 500 on the weekly, what can we identify? We can identify. So you can see how one thing I've understood about the synthetic indices is they have just one predetermined directional bias. Looking at this crash 500, you can see that since inception, crash 500 has been bearish. So it makes more sense for you to look for sales. Same as boom 500, you can see that. I don't understand. Is synthetic the opposite of the indices? All of them have just been bearish over the year. So you can see we have this high and this low. Seeing the weekly perspective to get some bit of more context there. Okay. We accumulated, yeah. I'm pretty sure if we go to a lower time frame, we're going to see some break of structure. So this guy might continue to shoot up into some of this old business here. Okay, I think I need a box. How do I get box in this object? Okay. Shapes, all right. All right, so this might continue into this. Because you can see high, low, high, then low. So it makes more sense for you to look for buys down there, right? So if you have to look at this, yeah, you can see how we have this break of structure here, right? Let's bring out that chart again, that too. Objects, shapes, box, right? This was the last. But did this give a lower low? Yeah, it did give a lower low. So this makes sense. Okay. So you can see how price gave that break of structure. This guy came back, expanded. This became new area, potential area. So this came back into this, expanded. Now this became a new area. Then this guy now came into it again and now is expanding. So if I'm going to be selling, buying, it makes sense for me to buy from here. Now, because not necessarily because they'll come back immediately, but this gives me time to really plan my trade. If you notice, I hardly stepped on lower time frame because higher time frame just gives you more more view. I'm not looking to trade intraday. Excuse me. So if I'm to get something into this area, then I definitely want to be buying that all the way up. All right. So that will be boom. So boom, I'm going to be looking for more buys into this box before looking for sells. Crash, I'm going to be looking for distribution now. Anytime, I'm going to be looking for distribution. So definitely, I'm going to be looking for, say, an H4 break of structure. And I don't think there's any break yet. Like, this is just noise. Okay. So if price were to, even if price were to close below this low, I don't think I'll trust a break of structure like that on synthetic. I might just see the guy just coming all the way into maybe this imbalance here and then continue that bullish price action. But that'll be that for crash 500 and boom 500. And I said I'm just going to do 3, right? So say let's do another 5. Maybe VIX 50 or VIX 51S. I have VIX 50 preloaded here. So let's do 51S. This happens to be a pair I find hard to read a whole lot of time. Okay. Now, how do I redo this? This happens to be very hard to read for me. So I'm going to be going to 50. JJ. Okay, VIX 50. Okay, so monthly is bearish. We created this low, came here to create this high. So this might continue bearish. Okay, we distributed here, giving that break of structure. So it's possible we get distribution in these areas, in this area. All right, price. And bring this in a bit. Yeah, you can see how price came into this area here, this imbalance here. And let me zoom that out. You can see how price came into this imbalance here. After getting it, coming into that imbalance that we distributed. So it's possible price comes back here to redistribute. So let me see 12 hours. Funny fact is there's no imbalance that makes this okay. So it's possible I get this. Possible price comes into this. So I have this X, A, B, C, D. Yep. So definitely I do see this guy coming into this place to distribute. Yeah, and that will be that for me, from me, 109. Right, so let's use the remaining time to ask questions. I'll be sharing. Yeah, stop sharing. All right. So I can stop the recording now.